Hi, this is a brief video walkthrough on homework number 2, the second part. So there are three steps or three tasks awaiting to be completed. Number 1 is generating the hash value. Number 2 is generating the hash value, but do that within the Pure OS. Number 3 is installing Chrome browser in the Pure OS. Okay, so it means that your Pure OS should be ready for some serious work. All right, so let's take a look at the first one. You're generating hash value, although I provided the instructions here. I'm not going to follow instructions here. I'm just going to do that using my own steps. I'm pretty sure that what I'm doing here is basically following those instructions because I wrote the instructions. Okay, so it asks you to generate hash value using this particular file, not the file you have downloaded previously. So I open this web page. I already downloaded it. Oops, already downloaded it, and this is here. So I'm going to open my file browser. Usually my download goes into the download folder, and here is the file that I have downloaded. Following the instruction, I'm going to type cmd here. Do not type cmd here. This is a search bar. This is actually the address bar. Let's click enter, and you will see that this command window will pop out. This is very similar to Linux terminal, but this is a very similar thing that's in Windows that we use very often. If you type dir, which is listing all the files and folders in the directory, as you can see that we have a file listed here. So if you take a look at here, actually you can see that why this is useful. So here is the command we need to type to be able to generate the hash value. So we just need to type this exactly as is. Cert util, right? Hash file. And then for the file name, I'm going to copy this because this is a little long. Okay, Control C. See if Control V works here. And then it ends with SHA 256. Okay, it's very likely this will cause an error because the file name has a lot of spaces in between. So there's two ways you can fix it. You can eliminate all these spaces in the file name from here, or we can do a little trick as indicated on the instruction. Okay, so it says that too many arguments, right? It didn't really execute what you want, so we're going to do that again. So if you click your arrow key, that will actually help you recall the history. Whatever thing you have done here, it will show up. So it's a good idea to navigate using the arrow key instead of the mouse click, because mouse click won't work well. So I'm going to enter double quotation here and finish it with another double quotation. Okay, so with this completed, if you click enter, that it will generate the hash key as you may be expecting. All right, so you compare this window to this window, you will see that this is something look very much makes sense. Okay, this is very much the one look like you're trying to achieve. All right, so the instructions had all the informations, but of course I'm not expecting you to learn through instructions. I'm kind of debating whether to continue to supply those still cut image instructions, or should I be using more video-based instructions? But we'll see. So in general, you probably don't have the patience to read through all the instructions. That could be one thing, or number two is you're not accustomed to reading instructions and completing the steps there. But I hope you will get used to it over time, because a lot of times really my explanations has a limit. Sometimes it's really easier and more convenient if you try to follow through some of the instructions. Okay, I'm not trying to be lazy, it's just the way it works in IT. All right, so if you're wondering what happens if I type something else, as you can see there are some other hash algorithms. I also explained it somewhere here. You can try some other hash algorithms like SHA 512, right? You see even longer hash value show up here. I think it's twice longer because this is a 256 version, this is 512 version, right? So what I want is this particular version, not the other one. Okay, I don't want to confuse you, but I just want to show you you can flexibly utilize some of the options available to those commands. All right, that concludes the first one. You can just copy and paste it to the Word file and get ready for submission. And let's move on to the second one. For this one, you need to complete within the Pure OS. Okay, you need to complete within the Pure OS. So I'm gonna get my Pure OS ready. I'm gonna log into here. Hopefully nothing will show up in the screen. Okay, that's good. All right. So because this is a independent machine, right? Even though this is within your machine, but this in it itself is an independent machine. So this browser and this environment doesn't really talk to each other, at least at this point. All right, so for that reason, what I'm gonna do is, because you're generating hash value for another file, that file is this particular file. All right, so because you cannot send this easily to the virtual environment, I'm just gonna open something. I'm just gonna open this file within the Pure OS, not in the Windows. Okay, https edu. Close this. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Well, you can pretty much fast forward at this point if you want to. If you know what I'm doing. So sorry. Okay. Campus and ISSI JPEG. Boom. All the bad news here. And hopefully this works. Okay, I finally got the file loading here. As instruction, try to follow the instruction here. It did ask you to save it on your desktop folder for the convenience, right? Download and save it to the desktop. So I'm gonna try to save image as, right? And I'm gonna try to save it to my desktop here. Or you can just save it to the download folder. It doesn't really matter. Because you know that when I generate hash value, I need to type a long file name again. So I'm just gonna shorten it as WSU-image. All right, I'm gonna save it. Okay. And next step, I need to open the Telex, the terminal. As you can see that it's here. Yeah, one important purpose of the assignment is to get you hooked to the terminal way of working with Pure OS. Okay, because that's going to be the way we are going to be working with Pi OS, Raspberry Pi OS. Okay, for some reason it's not showing up. Let's see what's going on. All right. Okay, so if you look at the instructions, it says you can do ls enter to see what's in the current directory, and you do cd desktop, right? CD means changing directory to desktop, and now we are in desktop folder. And ls, you see that here is the image file that we want to generate hash value from. Okay, and then let's go take a look at the command. The Linux command here says what? It's very simple. SHA 256 sum target file. It's very I wouldn't say it's very similar, but you can see that um, this basically says very similar thing to what we did in the Windows, right? Generate checksum using SHA-256 algorithm and do that to the target file. Okay, do that to the target file. There's no file name called a target file. This is actually a name I assigned to remind you that you need to run the hash value generation for the target file, which in our case, this is a target file name, right? So what I'm going to do is SHA-256 sum, okay, and then the target file is WSU image JPEG. Boom. Now you have it. So screen capture this part, and paste it to Windows, and uh, that that's that's what I'm expecting from you from the second assignment. Some people um, are curious how to do the screen capture. So to do the screen capture, you in Windows you would open an app called Snipping Tool. Okay, Snipping Tool, and where's my Snipping Tool? Snipping Tool is on the other screen here, and then create new screenshots. You can just screenshot this part, okay, and then you copy it, paste it back to the Windows, which is the Word. Okay, that will complete this assignment. And next assignment is gonna ask you to install the Chrome browser in Pure OS. This is an interesting assignment because you will see that Pure OS has a very different way of installing applications or softwares in your computer. Okay, so instead of go to Google and download the Chrome package and double click for the installation, it's sort of still using the terminal command, right? Terminal command. So since it's a little long, okay, since this is a little long, I'm going to try to open this instruction within the Pure OS. Give me a second. Okay, in this page, let's copy this part because I'm too lazy to type them again. Copy it, and you paste it here. Okay, copy and paste it here, and you double click. I'm sorry, you click enter. As you can see, this command wget will try to get this file, this particular file downloaded. The file has extension name of .deb, right? Stands for Debian package. So currently we are in desktop folder. So let's do ls to see whether there's any new inclusion in the folder. As you can see, this guy is a new one, which is Google Chrome. We downloaded through this particular step, and this is the file that has downloaded for the previous assignment. And with that, let's move on to the next step. So as you can see that we're installing using this particular command called sudo apt install Google. I'm typing this time, okay? Stable. You can do copy and pasting if you want. 64 deb, right? And because sudo is a super user do, right? That's what super user do. So it's asking you, it's trying to verify whether you are a super user permission or not. So type your password. Did you see my password? I think you saw my password, but that's a dummy password I use for everywhere. Doesn't matter. Okay, and click yes. Okay. Okay, and it's making some progress toward the installation. You can try to fast forward if you want to. Okay. Oh, we're making progress. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 .
」 . 。 . 。 .
Okay, done. So there's nothing fancy here. Nothing shows you that installation is completed and nothing really overwhelms you, the crazy celebration going on here, but it just completes its task quietly, right? That's why a lot of people love this environment. All right, and it's not showing up here, but if you click all, right, if you click all, here is a Chrome browser. If you click it, it will surely open, right? So just screen capture this part and attach to the Word. That is it for the assignment. All right. We'll talk more in the next class about this assignment. Hope this helps you. Thank you.